started.
DB at least listens to our Tuesday night MPG night. The heroes turned freedom fighters last week as they successfully freed all 50 slaves from the slave pens and then packed them all into the smithy, apparently safe from the giants, while still in the middle of the giant village. Dolgren stole 2 big kills, despite Narok doing more damage than even he could imagine on 2 giants guarding the slaves. After resting, the heroes planned their next nighttime raid, apparently on a guard tower, but not quite certain how to proceed. So we join you nighttime, having discussed things through the day, and you're into your second night, but early in the night in the smithy, knowing the giants have discovered that you've freed the slaves, but haven't quite found where you've put them. It's very cold outside. The slaves have very little in the way of clothing, though you have tried to scrounge some things from within the smithy to help. But take it away, anyone, in terms of what you would like to plan next or discuss.
So, from memory, I don't know if people have the map open. Narok and Dex, I believe, we're standing here, looking there, wondering, what are we going to do? Because there were 2 evil dog-looking things at the bottom and 2 ice trolls up the top, from memory?
That's right. At night time, there are the 2 wolves at the bottom and 2 ice trolls at the top.
And that's where we got to. So now that Dexterous has obviously gone off to ponder his navel somewhere, and Von Aston is actively here, does Von Aston have any magic that he'd like to throw or try?
When it comes to the dogs, can I do a check to see if I know what level they are?
Oh, I think you'd need a knowledge nature roll.
Alrighty. So I can determine whether my Feast on Fear will work on them.
And you would know in rough terms that, and you're after hit dice, presumably.
Correct. Yeah.
That
9 or less.
Yes, so they would be less than 9. They are less than your hit dice.
Okay, I'm 10.
They are not as powerful as you. But be warned, Von Aston, you may yet have to encounter another necromancer who will raise the things you kill, so that you have to fight them 2 times in a row.
But he raises them first.
He raises them first. That'd be interesting. Or you may have to fight the well-known raging leper who seems to get about.
I thought he was in our party.
Lots of references to Saturday night. I love it.
Kind of assumed.
Alright, so the dogs are at the bottom and the trolls are at the top. Do we know if there's any alert, alarm, big tolling bell, etc. at the top that we may need to prevent them from activating and calling evilness upon us?
I can answer that. There's a bell, but there's also looks like there's fireworks. Or rockets, or signal rockets. So we sort of thought the stock standard shut the fuck up spell may not be great against those.
Ooh.
But deafness and darkness might have been cool, but I haven't got add disability to others yet.
So it's a hexagonal platform supported by 6 poles, each the size of a large tree. A large hut sits on top of the platform, and underneath there is a sloping ramp and staircase that climb up to the centre of the tower. The platform is 20 feet off the ground, and the hut is another 20 feet high.
I can probably fly up to the top, cast Mage's Private Sanctum up there, and try and lure them up, and then you guys all run up and chase it, and then everyone will be fighting inside the Mage's Sanctum, and no noise will get out.
Mm-hmm.
How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Sure thing.
I'll try anything twice.
Because it's going to work everything. How big is the tower? Is it about 30 foot by 30 foot? 25 by 25 based off the map?
It is the size as it would be on the map there, I think, yeah. So there's the hut in the middle, and then there's a 6 foot high wooden railing that runs around the outside.
I think that could work. In addition to that, I can probably drop invisibility on Dahlgren and Barrett to try and increase the likelihood that they're not spotted as they approach, since they are fantastic stealth characters.
Mm.
And then I think Narok and Terity are pretty decent sneakers, aren't you?
Yeah, I can sneak, but I can also shoot from a distance if required.
I can sneak and hide behind Narok.
So you won't be able to see up the top until you're inside the private sanctum.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
That's right. It's that smoky ball of no noise out, no noise in, can't see shit.
Yep.
But so we need to take the doggies out. Oh no, that was part of the sanctum, was it?
Well, I was thinking, because if you think of it 3D, you're going to have the sanctum up the top, and I'll try and create some form of, get them to follow me, whether it's I float above them for a little bit and then slowly creep up and lead them up, and then cast it, or that's what I was thinking. And I'm still flying and invisible at that particular point in time. I can then use message to let you know to come, that I've got them up here. And then you guys can bolt up, start killing, and at that point I can do things like attack them directly with Phantasmal Killer and shit like that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Everyone happy with that one?
Indeed.
I'll follow your lead.
Oh. Pointers. Move my pointers. Alright. Good. Alright, so I'm going to... Oh. Where... okay. Yep, you've invisible. Okay, no worries. I was just getting ready to invisible spell them. And
There you go.
on this...
I mean, I'll assume you may not be quite that close while you're discussing things.
Dull green. And we do have a deck. No, we don't have a deck, so there's no point in putting a greater invisibility on him.
No, he has valiantly decided to guard the 50 slaves back in the smithy.
Alrighty.
Good lad.
Is that Terity again?
Alrighty. So... Oh, the hell? Oh, that's what... Okay. Terity's scouting.
He has gone crazy.
Completely visible.
He's looking for something to impregnate.
Waft past the winter wolves. There'll be pups aplenty.
Now, Von Aston, sorry, you have cast a spell, is that correct?
Yeah, so I've got invisibility on both the Dahlgren and the Barret.
Yes.
And I've got invisibility on myself, which I didn't drag myself. Drag it on myself and fly on myself.
Yes. Noting that you could still potentially make sound, and that obviously the olfactory skills of the wolves are superior to any of yours.
Yep. So I'm going to be floating above them and trying to draw them up the ramp, up into the section up there. So the intent is for me to be close enough to them that they sort of catch a waft of me and start getting a little interested, and then head up the ramp because they can tell it's stronger in that direction. But I can't tell where the ramp is. So I'm going to go up the round the twist style of lighthouse, and then up here.
So are you doing so stealthily?
Correct.
Right,
Well,
so
there was
they will
stealth
need
roll.
to elite. Yep.
Andrew, can we take note of any wind direction?
Don't stand
It's a
down.
still night.
Parody?
No, not from your armour anyway. I want to be upwind from it.
No. So you think the wind is blowing this way now that you've noticed? Do you definitely think it is in fact blowing that way? Let's just say it's only just starting to pick up. Otherwise, yes, it probably won't well have done something. But again, assuming you're a bit further back than that.
So can I get an account of how many turns it'd be for them to get to the base of the tower? So I know roughly how far back they are and things like that.
So, what do you mean for the party?
Correct.
How far would you like to be? Is really the question. The closer you are, the more likely it is you will alert them. You could probably assume, given what Terity has just worked out, that 60 feet or closer is likely to put you inside scent range with the wind blowing the way it is.
Somewhere between 100 and 200 foot, 200 foot being the furthest distance because I can support message with. So call it, I don't know, 120 foot.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably a nice even 30-60, 30-60, 2 rounds to the base and then up. Yeah. Alrighty, so I'm going to scout first a little bit. Where's the fireworks up here?
To nominate a side. Well, let's assume that they are mounted here.
At the blue or the black? Oh,
At the black. At the black.
At the black.
So mounted there is a firework and a signal horn.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so they're over there. I go back to the team. Does anyone have a water skin I can borrow? And I might be able to sabotage the fireworks. Can we just say it's done? Because it's such a common item.
Yeah, I've got one.
Sweet. Alright. I seek to come up and pour the water skin over the fireworks stealthily.
Cool, dear Dopey. Yep, you think you've managed that. The trolls seem particularly concentrating on other things.
Alrighty. Alrighty. I go back. I drop the water skin to let them up. Alrighty. Gonna try and lure the wolves up now. And I sit about 10 foot above the wolves, heading towards the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'll go
which
and
is
touch
which
the
is
ramp a little bit.
underneath. So are you
Yeah.
flying underneath the structure?
Yes. Hey, is there like a trapdoor to get up, or what? Or do I appear in the room there, or what?
No, there's no trapdoor. It's an opening. I mean, there's a door on the hut, but you
So-
would just go up the stairs.
And appear there, basically.
Here, I think this is where it comes up there.
Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to fly up there and try and scent my path up to that particular point, then fly up and out, and then go and try and lure the mutts on that path again, onto that path, and I'll meet them up about here.
Well, I mean, they certainly start growling and sniffing, and then the trolls call out to them, "What can you see?" And they just seem to growl a bit. Something's in the air. You hear them mutter, "Is it Narok?" And there's a bit of communication. They seem to be able to. In fact, you probably don't know. Can you speak troll? Is probably the other thing.
No, I speak giant, not troll, and goblin. And
Giant.
elven
No,
and
they-
Sonic. Yep.
They speak giant. So they're saying no. It has more of the smell of death than. Not that Narok doesn't mean death to most giants, obviously, given his exploits or alleged exploits. But they sort of, they say, "Be alert."
Hmm.
Then it's what are you doing next? So these guys start moving around.
I'm flying over here, and I'm going to use message. Patink. I don't think I can get the dogs up, but I can cast the Sanctum up the top, and it should actually, and I've disabled the fireworks, so it should be a case that if you can take the dogs out quickly, the ice trolls may not or should not be able to cause an alarm.
So with message, we just hear that in our heads, yeah?
With message, it's actually like a whispered conversation.
Oh, that's creepy.
You can whisper messages and receive whispered replies.
Oh. Okay, I'll take out the puppy dog.
Okay.
What
In about 60 seconds.
about
I go on.
Narek does his silent arrow shot to the top of the tower, then I de-door us into the tower.
Can you de-door, can you?
Okay.
What's Needle?
What? Yeah.
Dimension door. So
No.
basically teleport, short range.
Oh.
Don't we need to deal with the dogs first? Oh,
We
no, if
need
you-
to deal with the dogs. Or to get the dogs to come up. So I was thinking if you guys can deal with the two dogs, I can potentially keep the ice trolls at least confused for a couple of rounds.
Well, we can silent an arrow, and I can nail one of the dogs. Silent another arrow, I can nail one of the other dogs.
If you roll well.
Do you have to insta-kill with the
Narek's
silent
been on
arrow?
fire.
No issue there.
I don't know. Probably. I've got no idea what God will let us do, but
Oh. Okay. Give me a slow count to 30 and I'll do the sanctum up the top and you can start nailing the puppies.
Nailing dogs.
Well, that's the thing. We'll be able to see when it goes black
Fuzzy.
and fuzzy.
Yeah.
So that at that point we will just go. Like, oh, sorry. At that point we will just go.
Yep.
Where are we going?
Oh no.
I have a bad feeling about this.
The size, the dimensions are different.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
no. Andrew didn't put a
Like,
grid on the map.
really different.
That is true, Michael. Yes.
So is it going to cover the whole?
Well,
What?
the giant figures are 10 by 10, so hopefully that'll give you some view about what 10 feet is. That is 10 feet.
Yeah, but I suppose this plan was based off the other map where it was 30 feet across, not 50. Because
Yes,
then
that's-
we can't do the Mage's Private Sanctum effectively up here to keep it quiet.
And how would it work through a house as well?
So it's a cube. So it'd just be the boundaries of that cube.
Yes,
but
but
things can't
it
be heard
starts from-
outside of it.
Does it start from the point?
I can specify the point.
Yes,
So-
just how it works from line of effect, which effectively means you have to be able to see what you're trying to bring into existence, the spot.
So if it was on the other map, it'd be covering. Well, it'd be covering an area of about. This is roughly 2 to 1. It'd be covering an area like that from basically the top of the tower.
30-foot cube range.
Mm.
Yes, I think you have to specify a point, but I don't think it can creep into areas that you can't see.
But it'd just be a boundary, and I was going to sit on top of the tower.
That's true. You could be on top, but then the top of the house would mean that it wouldn't be inside the house, the hut.
But it'd have to, if the hut is contained within the sanctum, so it'd have to
Yeah,
then.
the sanctum would be on the outside, but not inside the walls, because it doesn't seep through the walls of the hut.
No, but yeah, it's just a boundary. So anything can be heard within it, but it can't go from within to without. So the hut being completely.
Oh, that's true. It's wholly. I mean, the reality is it couldn't go through the floorboards either. That's going to be the problem with something like this is you can't summon it and have it appear on the other side of something that you can't actually see. I think the only thing that works like that is an emanation. Well, I think it's an emanation that actually would go through a wall. That will be the limiting factor. So you can put it on top, and obviously if it surrounds the hut, well, that'll mean that's okay on the top and the sides, but underneath, it's not going to permeate except for the trapdoor bit where it'll seep out to its full dimension.
I was thinking around floor level. Of the upper floor level, not the lower where the ramp is. Yeah. So does that make sense? Like, are you going to give us the extra?
But if you cube, well, you'll get what, 10, 20. I mean, you can get. Let's just assume you get that bit. So you can do it. So you just ignore the edges where they're not standing. But you'll know that inside the hut it won't work, and it won't work below the floorboards.
Yeah. So there's a very big difference between the two sizes of maps.
That's all right. We just roll with it.
Yeah. Let's just go with.
Yeah.
Andrew's not a very good drawer, so I mean, to get this far, it's not too bad.
Alrighty. You guys will see your darkness, shimmeriness there. I pretend to give you a thumbs up from that corner, 25 foot in the air.
Well, as soon as that happens...
Well, we can roll initiative because at that point they're certainly on guard and active. So if you could all roll initiative, the darkness comes into effect.
Do you not know how surprise round works, Andrew?
Absolutely. They may not
he's
be surprised.
surprising
They
us.
may be surprised.
Yeah. So what I was going to say before, like, because we had a count of 10, I was going to ask Dahlgren probably to cast silence on an arrow again before that was cast, just so I've got one ready to go. So as soon as that pops up, I was going to try and nail one of the wolves,
Aye.
if possible.
Yep, will do.
So if you want it up, yes, I mean, if let's say you've cast it in advance, that's going to chew up some of the rounds of the spell.
Well, I gave him a count, so that should help
That is-
minimise that.
That is true.
Jesus, Andrew's channeling his Mick tonight, or what?
Is Michael?
Mm.
God.
The parnification of the Tuesday night has begun.
Well,
I know what it feels like to be a player. I'm so sorry. I'm
I
going to take a real hard look at myself now.
What you guys need is
I don't want to know what you mean by that.
Gonna take a real hard what?
Nothing. You'll see it on stream.
you need a Jaren to play. He'll completely bamboozle Mick / me. But let's assume that's already gone for one round, and you cast. It's the second round when this thing comes into existence.
Cool. At that point, I would probably want to lose a shot.
So Narok, yes, have your shot.
I will just do. Well, obviously, it's going to be all of the attacks, but the first one will be the one for the shush arrow.
Can I actually RTFS and read the fucking spell? It's a 30-foot cube per level.
Yeah, per level. Yeah, so that means you've got quite a large area.
Yep. So
It's massive.
That's what she said.
easily.
Oh. So at that point, I can't see in.
No, I think
I
this is really happening from the floorboards up.
If I read the spell, I'd probably do it from the ground floor, because that's a 300-foot by 300-foot cube, so that's 100 meter by 100 meter. So I could do this massive enveloping shadowy cube around it, basically the whole map, and with fight etc. in there, and the sound does not permeate out.
The only issue is if people are actually looking, they'll see a big hazy cube.
Well, it is
At
night
nighttime.
time,
But it is night time. That is truth. I don't care.
and there are no torches lit in the tower because there are trolls who can see in the dark.
And fireworks near flames is never a good idea.
Yeah, okay. Well, look, let's just run with it being that big, but that's going to mean you won't be able to shoot. That's right. So, are we just assuming you've made it for the top level, which was the bit you've done?
I'm keen to do it from the ground level and send a message to them.
Yes. Well, let's assume you decide you realise you can do more and send them the message, but the silence spell is already cast. Now, does that stop message getting through?
It's a good question. Message.
What sort of, if it's a verbal actual whisper, it may not get...
BSF. Magical silence. Hang on. Hang on. It mentions magical silence, 1 foot stone. Whenever you whisper a creature is audible to all target within range, magical silence, 1 foot of stone, inch of common metal, etc., etc. It does not have to travel on a sight and circumvent a barrier as an open path between you and the subjects. Pass entire lines within spell range. Creatures receive it even. Oh, so they could receive it, they wouldn't be able to whisper a reply. The spell transmits sound, not meaning. It doesn't transcend language barriers. To speak a message, your mouth must... Because the silence spell would be in the range of 20, 30 foot of the arrow.
Yeah, but look, the way I read this is it says that the spell, it blocks the spell. If magical silence is there, it blocks the spell. So you can't communicate with them. You cast the darkness. They can't hear you. They see the darkness, but now they can't shoot the arrow because it's dark.
We're within inside the darkness. We can shoot it though.
Well, you are in fact 120 feet back. Have you made the darkness that big?
Yeah, I've made it 300 by 300.
Is it 300 by 300?
Yeah, 10-foot cube per level, so it's a 300-foot cube by 300-foot cube. I've just gone, boom.
Yeah, okay. Yep, no, okay, 300 cube by 300. So they're inside the darkness, but they can't hear you.
Correct.
Cool. So Narok would have thrown the first arrow.
Yep. Okay, roll away then. Oh, well, you did, didn't you? And you hit from looking at it? Yep.
All right. Yep. Which is sort of null and void because we're expecting a smaller cube, but such be the way of life and things. I need to turn off...
Sound effects.
Hey, sound effects worked. Holy shit. And that was that. And then the other two attacks that I would have normally... that's a miss.
It is a miss, yeah.
And that, which would be a hit. Which is that, and that would be what he was going to do.
And Terity would have lent in, you being roughly waist height to Narok and just whisper. Penetrate them good, but obviously can't hear anything because of the silence.
Well, only until the first arrow is loosed, whatever the word would be. So you would see Troll 1 run around here and attempt to light the skyrocket, which doesn't seem to work, calling out, "It's Narok! It's Narok!" This one looks out and doesn't seem to see much. Charity. So remember, you guys are at 120 feet at the moment from the first bit of the tower. So you were just conveniently there, but in actual fact, you're obviously some distance back.
And we have sound now?
You're all inside this barrier, as I understand it. You've all got your normal sound that would occur.
Okay, cool. So let me select all within my range. And speak the words, "Go swiftly," as I cast haste.
Ooh. Giggity.
Oh, look at all those effects happen.
Boom, 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 boom. And then I shall move. Oops. No, I didn't mean to move the combat track yet.
You want it to be there.
Move up. Okay. Done.
Okay.
And just so you've moved how far? 30 feet, Terity. So you would be 90 feet from them, in effect.
30 feet plus 30 feet.
And you get that if you do a full round, I think, don't you?
No.
Or not?
Just per move in action. So you can move double that.
Okay, yep. All right, so what are you? 60 feet?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Dolgren.
All right. Dolgren is casting a spell on himself. Now, all right. Right, so are we effectively silent? We can't be silenced because
Charity, you
Charity
might.
stuff. Okay.
You are not silenced, no.
No. Okay. Beautiful. I am casting protection from energy on myself.
Yeah, I'll
And
just move you
I-
back there, Charity. Just notionally, you are the only one in the right spot. I am Von Aston at the moment.
Okay.
He's casting protection from energy against cold damage on himself.
Yep.
And that will provide me with up to 120 points of cold damage negation. So after that, I'm going one. I've got haste.
I mean, I'll
on.
probably move you back. But what can you move, Dolgren, up to, what, 40 feet?
20.
So is it plus 20 or plus 30 for you?
Plus 30.
No, plus 20.
Good.
It's to your
Plus
max.
20?
Yep.
Oh, to you, max.
And Andrew, to be fair, I would only move as far as Dahlgren because I'm a short ass.
Yeah, some of you are like that, but Barrett obviously has a special ability that he isn't. So you guys are still... What are you at then? You must be at 70 feet out for Dahlgren and Terity.
So I can still move 40 though after casting my spell, is this correct?
Yeah. So I've put you next to Terity. You two are in the right spot. In fact, you two are going to be in alignment, Dahlgren, because you effectively moved as far. You both are 70 feet away. And then
so that's
when we
where
come
I
through
am,
the others...
regardless.
Sorry?
Oh, so no more moving for me?
No, because you used your standard action. I'll leave the zombies out there. Winter Wolf. 1. It seems to be horribly confused, snapping at this arrow, but making noise, but obviously no one can hear anything. And, it sort of moves around a bit in a bit of confusion over that. Winter Wolf 2, however, despite being a bit further away, runs at full pelt. So that is... It's probably... so around about... He's going to get to about there, I think.
Jesus Christ.
Now, just note that for Barrett Naroke, you are in fact a lot further back than that. So, Barrett, you are 120 feet back. If you move a full move, because I think you move at 30, you'll go, I think, Mike, was this right? 30 plus 30 and 30 plus 30. So you could move 120 feet and get all the way up to the thing. But I think, is that have a charge up to the tower? Or obviously you could stop at the wolf.
Yeah, look, I want to move just a single move, and then I'll use my pyrotechnic explosion on...
I'll put you next
on the
to...
Pyrotechnic eruption even on the Winter Wolf 2.
So you're effectively, I think, at 50 feet.
That's fine. I can do 100 feet plus 10 foot per level.
Well, let's just assume you're there. Yep.
It's a reflex save.
A reflex save.
My goodness, Baron.
That wasn't too bad.
No, that's awesome.
1, 2, 3, couple 5. That's awesome.
It got 20, so it takes 20.
Half that. Takes 22. And so now it'll take, it'll do that every round. And that'll be me.
That's persistent? 10d6 persistent?
No, it halves every turn.
That's still
until
pretty
it
cool.
turns into nothing.
Still not bad, though, yeah.
It moves with it.
It's still big.
Yeah.
That's what his one night stand said.
Oh boy.
Von Aston.
Okay. Von Aston, in an attempt to increase confusion, will go over to here, touch the top of the building, and cast light.
Light.
Yep. Whoop.
Okay.
Well, that definitely lit everything up.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Yep.
So increased confusion, still invisible because he hasn't attacked anyone or anything like that. And turn.
And we don't have him. So, and we're back to Narok. So Narok, you're at 120 feet away, not where you are on that map.
Yep.
We have Dahlgren and Terity at 70 feet away and Barrett at 50 feet away.
Okay, so I could technically move 120. Effectively, I would like to. What is that?
You could be 60 feet away and have a single shot.
Is that a raised hill?
Let's just assume that's not there. It's not.
Okay.
It's not anything significant.
Yeah. So effectively, I'd like to be sort of up in this area, if I can.
All right. Let's assume you're up there then.
And then I just pass my turn on, or I get one shot.
No, you can have one shot.
Oh, okay, cool.
On that distance.
Thank you, God. I appreciate you. One shot. I'll take as a hit.
Yeah, no, that's a hit. Yeah. Yep.
Oh wow. Yep. Back to good old fucking Narok.
So, number one then blows the horn instead, which obviously you guys can all hear, except for, and the only one who can't is Winterwolf 1. And number two goes over here and starts coming down the stairs. Terity.
All right, I will cast Contagious Zeal, starting on Dahlgren first.
Thank you.
Don't forget to pass it on.
I will not forget.
That effect, yeah, and then give me 2 temp hit points. And I am 60 feet away.
You're 70 feet from the tower edge, and I think that really means you're what, 5, 10. So you're, say, 25 feet from the wolf there.
I would like to be 10 feet away from the wolf, but behind Barrett when he overtakes me.
All right. Now, can I pass my zeal on? Do I do that now?
Yeah, yep.
And pass it on to Barrett.
I think, yeah.
Don't forget to
Alright.
pass it on your turn, Barrett.
I will try not to.
All right. I am having a poke at the wolfie. It says 15 feet, but I can't really see the terrain properly. I thought it.
Yeah, I'm not making it difficult terrain. So you're 70 feet, so you can move 50 feet to be 20
Oh, it's
feet.
still 70 feet away.
Yes, yes. Or you could charge it.
No.
Because
Right,
then you'd still get
clearly
one attack.
feel-
if you
I
charge
clearly
it.
feel misunderstood. That's fine.
So
the
how far
next
do you want to
round-
be away?
But
Charity's
next round I'll
15
be within striking distance. Is that correct?
With Terity's 15 feet away, do you want to be in line with Terity or do you want to be
Yep.
off?
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Craziness.
Okay. Which one's this? This is the one who doesn't really know, but he does see what's going on now. And he moves up to here in a charge. So, Barrett, I think you would get an attack of opportunity against Winterwolf 1. Sorry, not Barrett, Dahlgren.
Oh.
Because you're using aren't you using
We
a
all
10?
look alike to you.
Yeah.
Wolf can't tell you apart.
I'm using a reach weapon. That's correct.
So
I'm
do you want to
attacking
have your attack of opportunity?
I shall.
That is a hit.
All right.
Okay. It will have a hit at you. And that is a miss because of your
Awesome
50.
armor class.
You're 50-50, I think. Is that right?
I wouldn't think I am any. Oh, it's got invisible up on me at the moment, but I didn't know if I would be anymore.
Von Aston, you applied that last week, didn't you? You haven't applied it this week.
No, I applied it so that these guys could sneak up.
Oh, that's right, you did too.
I haven't snuck for a while. I snuck when we were doing the stuff with possibly when we were doing the stuff with the prisoners, but it's been a little while.
No, Von Aston did it tonight. That's right. He did it to both Garrett and yourself.
And then there was the confusion about the size of the sanctum.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter now, though, does it? Because
No, because you had an attack of opportunity, so you would have gone visible. So did 31 hit you?
31, yeah.
But 2 points of that I will give you back.
Yeah, Andrew, you remember Dahlgren is no Brondar.
That's right.
Oh, and Vincent, yes, sorry, unable to be hit. Yes, he deals out the damage like he's Brondar, but he's sort of Brondar-like.
Deals more damage than Brondar, but he only gets one attack. That's the,
Yes. So noting that everyone within 20 feet of this wolf is in a silence sphere. Number 2 comes up here and breathes, so can Terity and Barrett. Not Barrett. Terity, make a reflex save, please.
Why isn't Baron up with me yet?
He goes next.
Bloody hell, Baron. Move faster.
I set them on fire.
That's actually, interestingly enough, a possible... Here's a fail. Do you only take half on a fail, Michael?
Yeah, of course.
As if you have to ask.
Okay, well, it would be 32, so obviously you'd take 16 damage as this icy breath rolls over you. If you could apply that, please.
No, I take 32 points of damage.
Okay. Then its icy breath is even more effective, but you know that Barrett is hopefully about to be by your side.
No, it's too late.
And also, Baron, if you want to tell me the damage you do on this burning creature.
Again, he has a reflex save.
Oh, another one.
Holy shit, Baron.
Yeah.
How good is your rolling at the moment?
He rolled a 19, so he's done well with that.
He's all right. So 13. Still 13. That's not
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, absolutely. And so you could get a single... I mean, you can move right up here and have a single attack.
I do. I will, in fact, set Agramosh on fire, a single attack.
That is a miss.
God damn it, Baron.
Well, I just had to push you out of the way. I had to step over you, basically.
Von Aston.
Hang on, no, Baron needs to pass his contagious illness.
Oh, and I can... Oh, who doesn't have it? Dex?
Me, no, Terity.
Oh, to you.
Now, just one thing though, Michael. Baron, do you need to speak to be able to do that?
No.
Okay.
No, I just rub him real.
Yeah, they're not recasting the spell.
Just
they're passing the disease on.
a look.
But you don't need to be singing for this to stay effective.
No, it's a spell, not a...
Yep.
I just have to spit on
The song.
Terity.
Alrighty.
Is it weird that I rubbed that into my chest hairs?
Yes.
We would say normally it was weird, but you know. So.
Sending something to your phones.
Is this going to go into that file I created with your doodle pics?
No. So I'm going to move all the way over here. Flying, still invisible. I then target the Ice Barbarian troll thingy with Phantasmal Killer. It's about presence.
Sorry, which number 2 that's down on the ground?
Yep. It's a will save, so I'm just going to hit the will save. Did it pass the will save or not?
No.
Then can you do a fort save?
Well, it looks like you've made... What is it? It's a will...
I hit cast, I can't see what's rolled.
Yes, it says will save 10, which is a fail.
Yep.
Okay, and then what's versus DC 22?
Yep.
DC 20 save 10, DC 22 for ice roll. Says failure. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, so it. Oh yeah, no, I see. So it got an automatic failure for the first save, which is a will save.
Yep.
And then it looks like it's rolled another will save.
Oh, I hit will save that second time. That should be a fort save for it. So if it fails a fort save, it drops dead.
So it will obviously get a different roll for that.
Yeah.
So it would have got 20, which is a fail, isn't it?
Yes. It's about presence.
So what happens to it? So as you cast Phantasmal Killer, what actually happens, Von Aston,
to it? I appear in the air. Everyone just sees it drop dead. I'm 40 foot up in the air, and I'm busy waving my hands. That's what people see. What it sees is this cute little pussycat, Puss in Boots style, that has the sad face, the big eyes, and all of a sudden it just launches straight into its mouth, reaches down, tears its guts apart, and then does a massive chest burster.
Derek, are you seeing anyone about these thoughts?
Yeah.
That fucking escalated.
He keeps it all for Tuesday nights, mate. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
It's about presence. As per my gift.
This Christmas?
Yes.
No.
Right.
Splash.
Gift present.
Naroke.
Okay. Some things have happened. He's mildly grossed out. But really doesn't know what to do, so he's just going to go back to throwing some arrows. Throw 3. Oh wow! He rolled a 1. Top notch. So that's 1 hit.
It's 1 hit, yes.
Are you hasted or not?
And being hasted, I'm just about to do my next one.
Okay. Yep.
Is that a hit? No. Yes?
It tells me it's a hit, yes.
Well, I'll take that. Wow.
a-
It's old school Naroke style, baby. He's back! Woo!
Not mad, I'm
so-
impressed.
This guy's going to run down here as well.
Sad.
Terity,
Well,
you are 5 feet away from it if you choose to do something.
I also want to take a 5-foot step away from Baron so I don't get breathalyzed
I
again.
see.
No. As I'd like to explain, but it's very silent where we are.
It is.
And I'm going to slash on this wolf. Oh, you're joking.
Confirmed.
not confirmed by 1.
Oh, yeah.
I've got
Right,
That
flanking.
is true. No.
Fair enough.
Well, that's killed that one.
Plus 21. Damn.
Oh, that killed him.
That's better than me.
Nice.
He's a little rough nugget. He's good with his elven blade.
Yeah. Doldrin.
I just
Alright.
look at Baron and just make a 1 like Roman number in the air.
Just tally it up, eh?
Yeah.
All right. So I assume, given where he is, that I could have my proper strike on him now.
Do you need to step 5 foot back?
Yeah. Are we there? Is that what we're doing? Yep. Okay.
Oh, I suspect it's not going to live through this.
Bango.
Mhm.
All right. Let's get down to
Poor Baron.
business.
Those legs pumped really hard to get up to the front line.
I did.
You could charge at the other one, Baron.
I mean, I could, but then he'd get an attack.
That's
I
true.
could just stand behind Faraday and let him take the.
Yeah.
Alright, there's no more buffs for this dwarf.
Because I can't see the grid, I don't know where like 30 feet is or 60 feet is.
Yeah.
60 foot through him.
Michael didn't explain how to put a grid to me on this one. He's about 35 feet away.
Okay, so then I'm going to definitely just run up to him and.
You're just going
accept
to
my
wear
fate.
the attack of opportunity, yeah?
Yeah, but I want to smash him.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I can't. There we go. That's target Baron Locker Helm. Make an attack. That's. But you're not invisible. But did 30 hit you, Baron?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So there's some damage. Fire away.
You need to get some troll scales in your armor.
I do. But I only get one shot, don't I?
Yes, only one. Only one.
Is that grid okay?
That grid is awesome.
That's what I thought.
I don't know what just happened.
Big blue ladder fell down.
Oh, sorry, no, that's my fault, Baron. I think now you're targeting the and 31 would be a hit. So maybe just roll the damage.
All right, I can do that.
Okay.
And also, I'm going to let my lion's head attack at it.
Now, can you do that? Because
It's
it have to be a free action or
It
swift?
is. It's a free action. It's a free action. Wait, what you doing?
I'm just rolling to see if it's worried by your armor, but it is not.
Oh, okay.
You had him worried.
I'm like, wait, what's
But he'll be worried about other things, I suspect.
I'm worried.
Like this rampaging, burning dwarf.
I'm assuming 14 doesn't hit him though.
No.
What a useless shield.
Von Aston.
Just throw the shield at him, it'll do more damage.
Let the world sparkle with some missiles of magic.
Yeah.
No, now you've got Andrew's juices flowing.
And I fly over here for more presents. 40 foot in the air.
I'm casting fairy fire on you.
Broke.
We'll probably do Naroki things.
Yes.
Piece of piss. And Fave N goes on. And dropping. Choo, choo, choo.
Hit, and miss.
So, first one.
Oh yeah.
Second one. Missed the third one, but
Yes.
then hasted. Drops a hasted.
Oh, easy. Easy like Sunday.
Yeah.
I got a kill.
Got a kill.
Oh my god.
Well
Praise
done, Ray.
Perag. Small miracles.
Nice work, Norik.
He'll pass the turn on, even though he doesn't need to.
Certainly, your last 1 or 2 levels have really amped up the damage or
I'm going to
effectiveness.
charge and attempt to
Molest,
yeah,
impregnate.
pretty much just jump on his back. Damn it! Face plant into the snow.
Charity does
Baron
snow
turns
angels.
around and goes, what's that? And I just go into the snow.
That's for stealing my kill, you bastard.
With a face full of snow, I look up and say, oh, sorry. I was just trying to help.
What did I do?
Actually, I must have written the wrong one. Barrett, you did get a kill, didn't you? Or was that Dahlgren? Dahlgren, wasn't it?
Yeah, we all look alike to you.
Yeah, I've done it again, haven't I? Good God. I've written down Barrett. I'm thinking, no.
We all look like me.
Baron does damage and then doesn't get the kill.
Yep.
Norok will run across and start to go up the stairs to have a bit of a quick rummage up in the tower to see what's there.
Essentially, there's very little. In the hut, there is a chamber pot and a hooded lantern, which
Oh, nice.
is not on.
Check the chamber pot for false bottoms.
Somehow innately you can see that it doesn't have one, so it's relatively easy. There is the firework that was strapped there that is wet, and there was a signal horn that's been dropped on the ground up there, and that really is about it.
We should collect them, and then we can make signal horns from all different areas on the camp.
If Charity wants it, Charity can have it.
Yes, I'm going to put it right in my chocolate starfish and let it rip.
Now, do you wish to take? There are 2 lots of magical studded leather. Does that interest you guys at all?
Of course it would.
How
Yeah,
magical
we'll
is it? Plus
check it out.
5?
If you want to make a roll and spend some time, yep.
Yes, please.
I'm assuming everyone else has come up there because I was going to say grab all this stuff. Then are we still going to set fire to this and run?
What do you think would be more haunting?
Plus
If we did
1.
this- If we did this to a second tower in one night as well? Because we could.
Yes. Let's do it. Let's fuck him up.
Mm.
As I
Because
bash
I
Baron
can-
on the shoulder because he's looking a bit deflated. His axe is unmarked for the tonight.
You know how you can reinflate me?
Don't give him ammunition like that.
I giggle like a little schoolboy.
As well you should.
In terms of this tower, you guys are thinking through how do you destroy it. There's 6 virtual tree trunks 30 feet high holding the platform up.
So does that mean they're not real? Virtual trunks?
No, they are using virtual in a different sense. They are real.
How long would it take us to chop through 4 of them?
I really don't know how long someone would take to chop through, but I can't. I imagine it's certainly in minutes, if not half an hour.
What?
Assuming you had an axe, is that right or not?
It's less than a
you
minute
guys
for the
Yeah.
friggin' competition dudes.
they're pretty good, aren't they?
So is Baron.
Yeah, but we get dwarves.
Depends on the wood. Depends if it's frozen. Depends on the thickness.
And girth.
Yep.
We know it's all about the girth.
It's all about the
Yeah.
girth.
What would you do to your axe to do that? It's meant to be sharp for splitting other things.
But he cleans it in steamed linseed oil.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, I want to point out that Agramosh is a hammer.
Oh, that is true. Yes, that would be a limiting.
It's built for
limiting.
chopping wood.
Yeah.
We could always use my portable ram to just try and bash the fuck out of them and just crush them as opposed to cutting them.
Well, it's pretty quiet in here because of the,
Yeah, because of the spell.
We can have our orgy in here if we want, as per the previous.
Why don't we just
recording.
untie the ropes that's holding this whole thing together?
Yeah. Choppy.
We could do that.
You would need someone with Dex's skill, I think, to make that work easily without taking some time to chop through stuff. Either chop or burn or use a magic effect to push, cut, or otherwise destroy it.
Either way, Andrew, I'd like to collect the fireworks because it may come in handy.
Why don't we just put all the fireworks inside, set fire to all of them, and let them off inside and just see what happens?
Then we would
Well,
be
there's
able
only-
to take another tower is all.
There's one skyrocket, but it is wet and in
That's
effect
right.
useless. Unless Colin will tell me that you can dry the powder out without blowing yourself up.
You can dry it out.
not really. Oh, you can, and you can ignite the powder if it's black powder, but it'll just fizzle and won't do much if it's still moist. So you really do need it to dry to be able to get that foomph.
Saturday night.
Baron will sleep
Yes.
with it under his armpit and it will dry out.
Oh no, mate! It'll be moist as anything.
I'm gonna have sex with Baron's armpit.
It's how I keep my cheeseburgers warm.
I do it in my crotch.
So much better.
Oh, daddy scrote. Mm.
It's an extra scent that you leave on the burger afterwards.
Anyway,
So you've got a few different options you've talked through about what to do with the tower.
Could Dex possibly rig it to collapse once a creature has climbed to the top?
I think that would be a significantly more difficult task, but Dex, as you know, is exceedingly competent at those sorts of things.
Well, I don't.
And no doubt will claim the kill.
That's true.
But he is not with you at the moment.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the reminder. I did forget that. Yeah. Let's just destroy it then.
Now, which option are you going to take?
Barrett and Narok and Dolgren just push it over.
it's built by giants.
Yeah, I think that'll be difficult unless Dahlgren's going to use his magic.
Put your back into it.
What sort of magic do you think I would have that would help?
What,
Well, I thought someone had a Ring of the Ram.
No, I've got just a normal portable ram, as in a
Oh,
big stick.
yeah. Well, look. Let's assume, given time, you can use the portal ram to knock out enough of the posts that the whole thing collapses.
When you need to take out not all of them.
No, that's true.
Excellent.
Yep.
Now let's do another one.
Now, just in the interests of the M word that Michael hates mentioning,
Magic missile.
yes, that's right. You would realise that in terms of effects on the town, destroying one tower is sort of like a disheartening loss for them to see one tower destroyed. But whether it's one, whether it's 2, 3, 4, or 5, won't add any additional disheartening value.
Jeez, you're harsh, Andrew. You don't have to stick to the letter of the law, right?
Well, I think it's because, a watchtower is perhaps not always as significant as some of those other buildings, particularly, say, the brewery. And it's saying there's many watchtowers. You don't get a point per watchtower if you knock out. You don't get 20 points for 20 watchtowers.
So which one's the brewery?
Oh, you've done that one.
Yeah, Andrew hasn't crossed it off like the others.
I crossed any off. I think someone else has
Nah, that was me.
gone there with the wiggles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in effect,
That
you've
was
done
fun.
that, Brew. That's right. And you can choose whichever watchtower you wanted to take out.
Well, I think it was that one closest to the camp.
Yeah. And you've also effectively done the mammoth, or as they were, mastodon's stockade. That's it. That one has gone.
Mm-hmm.
And you have done the mines.
Cleared them
Yep.
out.
You have done the mines. You have collapsed all 3 mine tunnels.
So we got these ones up here. Is that
That
the
is the
wolf
Drake.
The Drake.
They're the Drakes. Yep.
And
What's
then
the-
Narok needs to sleep with the wolves to get them.
Isn't that a film, Sleeping with Wolves, or was it something else?
Yeah, no, it's
You got to dance with them first.
it's the name of Narok's biography.
Yes.
What's that building top right that's untouched at the moment?
That one, you have been told by Naximara that is the temple to Urugathoa, who you would know is an eagle god. God. Yes.
Would I think that that temple is a sacred spot for lots of trolls and or giants?
Well, you could make a knowledge religion roll.
Dahlgren, maybe? Help?
Help?
You might have more
I might.
religious knowledge.
All right.
And I don't think you know, Von Aston.
All right. Well, all right.
But you would know, Dahlgren, that Urugathoa is in fact, and in fact, Von Aston, you would probably actually know this, is the god worshipped by necromancers and the undead, which seems surprising for a living village of frost giants. But you do know that the frost giant god Thremir, or Threlmir, was the statue that is in the far right-hand side of the map that doesn't look in use. So that would be something a little unusual about the village, that you've been told this is a temple to Urugathoa, who is not really a frost giant god.
Alrighty. Do we bother with that one or move on, do you reckon?
I don't think it's as if it's as much of an issue as probably some of the other targets around here. At least at the moment.
We took that one out as well.
Uh,
Top right-hand corner.
No, I don't think you took that one out.
Wasn't that with the two people in there? Because we attacked that, then went that way.
No, I don't think you. That's you have seen that is where the sort of frost giant centaur-like creatures live, and you have not attacked that.
Fuck.
Yeah, in the mastodon or mammoth enclosure, there was one of them. I think it might be 8 legs, and it's a frost giant's body, so it's sort of like a centaur.
Feels like a frost giant centipede, human. Let's kill those.
They were the ones who were corralling the mammoths, weren't they?
That is absolutely correct, yes. So, other than that, you have the mess hall and the tannery.
So mess hall's top middle, I'm assuming?
That is the mess hall.
Okay.
That is the tannery. And you know this bigger building is like the chieftain's longhouse. And you knew there were caves down here, as the wolf caves there, and as pointed out, the Drake caves up there. And then there is some sort of tomb entrance up here in the top left, and it seems to be there's a burning construct that guards it, the Wicker Man.
I reckon we take that out, knock that side off completely, and then work our way up this way.
Now you also have 50 slaves packed into a hut basically inside the middle of the village.
That we need to feed, don't we?
Well, feed, and I guess every day potentially increases the risk that they will be discovered.
Yeah. Well, let's get them out, I reckon. Much as I want to take another spot down.
Yeah,
But issues are there's night patrols. They're likely to suffer further from hypothermia given how cold it is, and Dahlgren essentially protects the rest of you with an Endure Element spell.
But I can't protect them all. Even if I got all Endure Elements, which I already have at level 1, I can't protect. Yeah.
Look, when they fall from, like, exposure and shit, I'll just animate them and keep them marching.
Ah. Good thinking.
It's the same, isn't it?
Well, I'm sure that's a view from a necromancer.
Okay, so we either get them out or we really commit to trying to push on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that they're going to be discovered, the next day or the day after, but potentially if they are, and all of the giants here attack, there's not much chance of most of them getting out, or potentially even yourselves necessarily.
This is the same thing we had last time we were talking about it, is trying to get them out safe, but we can't because we don't have, dimensional teleport 50 plus.
Well,
yeah. I guess there's how far do you have to get them out before you don't have to worry about at least alerting anything. And whether or not you say, well, if you've got channels or whatever else, you can just keep them stable enough to get back to, say, your camp.
Yeah.
Are any of them, better than others? Or are they all kind of the same sort of level?
They're all pretty wretched, but there are some that are certainly better. I mean, Terity sort of slept with one, Bernard.
I did channel heal.
That's true, yes. Yes, but there are some that
if we could get some out, on foot, and some people through the dimensional door, whatever.
How far does the dimensional door go?
Yeah,
I've never used one.
It was 500 meters, I think I worked it out to be. 500 feet, sorry. It wasn't very far in the terms of escapade.
But that's still not too bad, really. If we, looking at the big map, if we got them all just a piss bolt this way, and we threw it sort of at the end of the arrow, it'd then sort of scooch them out sort of there. I don't know.
You guys have seen patrols. I'll assume you can do a level of planning to get the optimal thing if you're going to... But it's just, what are you going to do to keep them silent, relatively warm, or if they fall, what do you do to get them up? Those sorts of things.
Yeah, well, happy to channel. They need healing and all that sort of stuff, and conduct heal checks on them and all that sort of stuff. So that's not as much of a problem.
840 feet is what I could.
Okay.
But yes, Barrett, some of them are certainly more able than others in terms of walking or supporting others.
Well, I think we should be able to get them to run out. How far is it back to our... Or out of
It's-
the...
3 hours.
It's 3 hours, but obviously the most critical is just getting out of the village because they obviously can slow down a bit, rest at times. Assuming you were doing it at night.
I reckon we just heard them. The strongest survive.
Yeah, it's the thing. We're in a real predicament now because we saved them, in inverted commas, but they were, in a way, safer where they were, which we didn't realise until we saved them.
We just put them back in there then?
Well, that's the thing. Because now the frost giants will be like, 2 of our guards are dead. What's going on? Come back and go,
But they keep doing that. They keep dying. So, like, we'll just continue that trend of killing them as we go along.
Remember,
Well,
there
they're-
are 1,000 in here.
Oh, wow, that's an issue. Yes.
Yes. We keep forgetting that. We think there's like 50, but there's a lot.
Yes.
So you think the chances of moving them out is pretty low?
I don't
Without,
think the issue of moving them out, we could probably get them out successfully. We've been able to move through relatively unseen and unheard. However, it's the time and the exposure which they'd be up against, which would be the problem.
You just need to roll well.
Yes.
Is saving a few a few less and just actually getting them out better than just leaving them here? I don't know. I'm asking the question because I've got no idea.
Well, the thing is, the longer they're left here as well, the more chance there is that they'll be stumbled upon. And if they are stumbled upon, they're just going to be brutally killed. Let's be honest.
So
Yes.
getting them out best as possible, best option. A couple die, really sorry.
Probably better than all dying. Because I'll just squish them in rage. One would think.
I'm happy to roll with that.
Okay.
And let's face it, Von Aston would see any that die as a bonus for him.
Yep, yeah. More death, more
All right,
friends.
formulate a plan
Flesh with a flesh puppet. Yeah.
to get them out under cover of darkness and...
Yep.
Have we made any significant dents in the wolf pack which would be used to hunt us down?
No.
No, that's right. In the same vein for the giants, no. Their numbers seem to be inexhaustible.
Yeah, okay, good. So unless we dealt with them en masse, we still face the same problem.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright. So we have to be a good amount of Ks away, which is why we're doing what we're doing. Okay. Alright, well, let's get ourselves a plan and get them out of here. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look, I'd say if you wait, yes, you can get them all out. The question is just, are some going to die from hypothermia or other things? And what techniques or plans will you have to halt to prevent that? For those that you say, yep, we're watching for someone who has this is what we'll do.
Yeah. I mean, I can heal them, but I don't really have spells which will do anything for protection apart from the ones I already cast and can cast on myself. All I could say is if people look like they're getting physically hurt or in their last legs or can't endure the elements, then I can just keep healing them until we make it to a safe area, but that's just rolling the dice basically. But I don't know, what have we got? Do we have anything in our parcel items to help?
Not really.
What about our cauldron of brewing? Can that brew up, hot items or whatever, in order for them to get warm again, and so on and so forth?
It can keep anything at whatever temperature you desire.
Okay.
So that is true. You could make liquid hot. You could. Yep, that's certainly something to provide warmth to people. Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. In this village, have we come across, given they had mammoths and things like that, were they milking them and things like that? Have we ever come across like stashes of milk at all?
No, but you haven't been inside. I know Von Esten did look inside the mess hall, but you don't know whether there's a cellar. You didn't see anything inside the smithy.
No.
Or anything like that. The brewery obviously had liquid of one description.
Yeah.
And there was the granary, which had a variety of different things, but it's been covered in mud.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I can't swap them out now. Create food, create water, and all that sort of stuff is great, but I can't do that right now. Okay. And if we wanted to go, rumble in the mess hall, I'd imagine that would be a pretty significant confrontation. One would think there could be potentially lots of adversaries in there, and if we decided to go the different route of just destroying the building, then we lose possibly the the produce that we'd want to keep. So it's a bit of a difficult one.
Well, so if you, I mean, it's obviously you've done a bit at night, but there's still, you would think, enough nighttime hours to get them out. As I said, I can assume you get them outside the camp, that you use the cauldron with liquid in it that you can get to provide hot drinks when necessary to them.
Yep. I mean, we can always just fill it with snow and let it melt, but then, command it to bring it up to a certain temperature. At least then they'd have, water at a good temperature. That would help. Yep. Okay. Otherwise, we just trudge with them, I guess, surrounding them so they're in the middle, and tell them to keep hold of each other and shelter each other from the cold as much as possible, and we'll try and buffet them, buffet them away from the winds and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And if people do go down, then I'll perform heal checks on them to see what's going on, and if required, I'll heal as necessary. And if it looks like a lot of them are in serious trouble, then I'll use my channels to bring people back up to health and hopefully keep going as much as we can. I think that's about all we can do.
Right, well, let's look, given all of that, Dolgan, why don't you roll a percentile dice, and if you roll 95 or above, you're going to lose die 4 of them. So I'll say you get them back to your camp just as it's probably getting close to dawn.
Okay.
You do know that there is a village not too far, but certainly, you know, they need rest now. It's probably not going to happen today.
I will, to attempt to assist that, because it's a large group, I will use my arcane bond and recast the private sanctum at 300 foot by 300 foot square.
Yep.
To try and make it harder for everyone to be found.
Yep, that absolutely makes sense.
Narok will continue to provide emotional support.
Can Narok disguise tracks and stuff, considering the number of people who would have been walking along there?
Definitely, obviously, like dragging a couple of tree bits
survival
behind it. All right,
Yeah.
I shall do that because then that means I'm doing something. And that makes me feel good. Survival tower dropped.
Just roll a nat 20, please.
I'll do my best.
No, don't do your best. Just fucking do it.
Do or do not, there is no try.
That's right. You think you know, Narok, you think you've done a reasonably good job.
That could be DM/GM for you fucked it up, but
Oh, you've done what you think was a good job.
yeah.
Yeah. You've rolled dice.
We went this way, accidentally written in giant.
You in the snow.
Okay, so slaves out, you are back. There is the sanctum. Tracks look like they're covered. And you know, it's so what I understand though is it's daytime and there's this massive 300 by 300 foot dark mass.
Well, I think, you know, once it starts getting really light and sunny, then we'd probably dispel that and get going to the new village and make sure they get there safe. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once they rested up enough.
Yeah.
All right, no, that sounds good. I mean, I think you guys are all going to be knackered because you've been awake during the day before and you've had action at night, and then you've travelled. But let's assume
Have a day of
Just not a
bread.
pussy.
let's assume you successfully get to the village.
Yep.
Some 6 hours away, and you know, I'm in terms of total from the giant village. Look, there'd be a few here who'd know them. They're obviously all pretty happy. Some will no doubt move on from here. There do seem to be a few other mercenaries about town that have been doing their own adventures. Who knows? Possibly even the Amazing Maze is here. You know, otherwise known as Death Maze. It is archery.
Is Terity already walking the halls of various drinking places looking for an impregnation chance?
I don't even know whether he's that discerning for just drinking places.
That's true.
I'm a bit worried about how many are impregnated on the way down here.
It has been a night, after all.
That's right. A lot of looking going on.
Yeah.
Looky,
A lot
looky.
of action while they were walking, eh?
Well, some have got jealous. I mean, you were with Bernard the first night, Terity. I'm sure there's a few others lining up.
There's a lot of territory to go around. Can't just get hooked down one broad.
One guy, one orc, one bugbear, whatever.
Yep. So, true. Very diverse.
Well, let's assume you stay the night in the village. You're fated as heroes for rescuing these 50 slaves. I'm sure they'll do some charcoal drawings of you or whatever needs to be done.
They cave people.
What?
Are they cave people?
Cave people? Oh, because of the charcoal. Well, it's an easy thing that they could do. It seems to be the done thing. I mean, maybe there's some that are a bit more sophisticated with, adding some colour, different techniques, using a brush, different brushes. And yes, it's daytime. You can obviously spend some more time in the village. Head back to your camp. What would you like to do?
Well,
Is
this village it's a small village, I take it? Not a
Yes,
not a large one?
yes. Easy to destroy the local economy.
Not sweet. Yeah. All right. I guess restock with rations and things like that, of course. I guess my question was driving at, I'm sure you understood, Andrew, is it worth trying to sell anything here, or is it just too small to cater for our majestic adventurer awesomeness?
Yeah, I think. Look, if it was any mundane items, and hopefully you'll know what they are, you could sell them at just the list price.
Yeah. Okay.
If you, I could wipe those off, or you can delete them out of the party sheet, take them onto yours, and just sell them, and then tell people what money they need to add on.
It really matters. Nobody really cares at the moment, do they? We can do it at a.
It can wait. Are we in a? Do we need money now? I don't know.
No. I just thought it was an opportunity. But if this place if we can sell, that's all well and good. But if we can't buy, then there's probably no real
A
issue.
reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
We might have to go
Worry
for
about
a specific purchasing trip somewhere.
Yes.
No worries. Where do we go and get some rest?
So you've rested overnight, and it's so effectively you travelled through the night, part of the day to get to this village, and then you've now rested overnight, which I will in fact do on the menu. There you go. Though noting that I'm just going to assume that you guys have zeroed out your own damage. Von Aston, you'll have to tell me if you think you've repaired your zombies.
I will have as much as I can.
You've had a full day.
Yeah, so I've got 2. So it'll be 7 and a 4 off. Where's the?
Which I think they probably gained because I did rest, so they've actually gained points back, which they probably shouldn't gain.
Let's call it even then.
They'll be right. Yeah, so you would have to spend the time travelling back to your camp, if that's what you're choosing to do.
Let's, instead of going straight to camp, I reckon we should scout out around it just in case my big shimmery box was noticed. So we get close and then scouting.
Yep. Who's going to do the scouting?
I vote the Deadly Baroque.
So what are you wanting me to do?
So we get close to our camp and then you scout it out just in case anyone spotted the huge box sticking up out of the woods.
Well, that's what we'd always do. He says.
I'm just checking.
Confidence.
Well, right, yeah. Then we've smashed that stealth. And look, I say you don't see anything that would indicate the area's been disturbed. There is possibly a couple of wolf prints that have gone by, but you'd think they're normal wolves. Nothing you'd say would be unusual.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Report back to the group that we should be following. Some normal size wolf print, possibly, but nothing that's too sketch.
All right. Are you going back to your camp?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll assume you get back then, set it up. It's night time. Are you going to rest and post normal watches?
I'm going to, in preparation for all of that, cast Knapstack on everyone.
Napster?
So we only... Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. What? Napster? No, I don't. What?
Yeah.
No.
We're just doing pirate stuff.
3.
You reduce the amount of uninterrupted sleep or rest creatures within the spell's area need. 30-foot radius emanation. To recover injuries, regain spells, or other special abilities to 2 hours instead of the normal 8.
I wish you could just cast that on me.
Given that we're probably going to have to then hike into the what do you call it, the enemy area, it's probably a good one to sort of go, yep, everyone's rejuvenated, let's go.
Except, although it doesn't matter for this day, Dahlgren only gets spells back at a certain point in the day, which typically is first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Torag.
Yes. Praise Torak.
Praise his restrictions.
Okay.
Yeah, sweet. So everyone
so if you're rested,
nice
but
and
we can.
rejuvenated.
Okay, but you're still going to have the same watches, or are you? Yes. This is no doubt.
That'd be Narek.
So it just means I can go to bed at like 5 in the morning, have 2 hours sleep, and get up and pray.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
That's true because you haven't actually used your spells as such today. But Narok, you have obviously done first watch. Let's go with Barrett.
Fortitude?
Yes. Yep.
Probably would have been more useful in the tower. Sorry.
Smashed it. Charity. And Von Aston.
40, 40, 40. Next will be a perception.
Well, let's assume. Well, Dolgan, you can make a perception roll.
I called it.
Oh boy.
Well, Narok, you are, thinking about slaughtering more of these defenseless frost giants when you hear a soft but familiar voice say to you, "Awake, foes, fire." What else would they say? Fear, fire, foes, awake.
Oh.
And Nari, they're coming. Your companions are sleeping. They're almost here. Alert, awake, fear, fire, foes, awake. And you feel it is your mother telling you something, and you wake up to see Von Aston asleep on watch, everyone else asleep. And you just get the sense that bad things are close.
I roll away from Narok.
Charity's always here.
It sucks to be them. So Narek sneaks out into the dark and wishes them well, and just leaves into the night.
Excellent. Well,
No, not
and next week we begin the new adventures of Narok.
You
Yes.
leave your father-in-law here.
Oh shit, yeah. No, I'll beat fucking dodgy cunt. No, it's Narok the arse carver. Thank you. No, In all seriousness, Narok starts like, because obviously we're still in the House of Sodom, so no noise can go out. So he starts yelling, "Get up, get up, get up! I've got a bad feeling. I think we're going to be attacked soon. Get your shit sorted." And starts packing his stuff, making sure everything's sorted, and steps back a little bit, moves away from the group to try and get, because this thing's like freaking huge, isn't it? It's the 300x300 by.
Yeah, but I don't need to make it that big, so it'd be probably 30 or 60 foot.
All right.
Only us in it.
Effectively, he'd want to go to the edge and stick his head out, just his head.
You can see up perfectly.
Oh, you can see out perfectly. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
Go to the edge and start looking around to see if he can see, I don't know, badness coming or anything awry, as it were.
We'll roll a perception check.
Perception is there. We grab that. We drop it in the toile.
You can certainly see, let's say, roughly 200 feet away, a collection of figures, and you're sure one of them waves their hands, and you notice the black sanctum you're in disappear.
Wow, that's a decent effort.
And you would note that there are wolves, ice trolls, frost giants, you think they haven't noticed you at that point because it's gone and you're obviously quite stealthy, but you have noticed them do that, and you think what obviously will come next is them hurtling down towards the camp.
Yell Scarpa. Run, they're here.
They can't be Narok speaking.
And try and move to a better ground that, battle might be more on our terms, like not open, so they sort of can't see us straight away. And yell also, so get the guy, tell everybody there's a magic caster of some description.
Are we fighting Narok or are we fleeing?
Well, you guys are going to have to roll initiative and then make perception checks to see if you wake up. Because I don't think you'd woken people up, had you?
Yeah, and Narok said he shouted out to us. Yeah, because no one could hear.
He shouted out. Okay, so you'll still need perception rolls. Yep.
Perception. Oh, I was up and awake, wasn't I? Because I perceived the wall. No?
You had failed your perception roll, Dahlgren.
So I was asleep.
So you were asleep, and you are definitely still asleep.
You weren't before, you are now.
I didn't get to make a constitution check. Fortitude
No,
check.
they hadn't got to you yet. I mean, I presume even if it was a compressed watch order that Von Aston fell asleep, didn't wake you up, and you didn't wake up, but Narok had other things happening that woke him up.
Next time we have it instead of doing it sequential, we go, alrighty, half of us are sleeping, half of us awake, and reverse for 4 hours. Going to be so much faster.
That can often work better. That's certainly true.
Does anyone have a ring of sustenance?
Don't ask Michael about that.
Not this time.
Alrighty.
I'm just...
My cow and my troll are going to save the day.
That is certainly possible.
Oh, Terry, it was trying hard to be an 18.
I know. I was like, yes, I need this, and
Well, that's the problem. You said you needed it.
yeah, that's true. Should have gone with the whole whatever. I don't care. Disinterested, and it would have popped up 18.
I wonder whether there was a button you could make a number of things visible at the same time, or do you have to do them all individually?
No, top left is a in the header is another eye symbol that does them all. Of the combat tracker.
Well done, Michael.
You're welcome.
Well, there you go then.
So this looks like we're de-dooring away.
So, Barrent, you do wake up to the you certainly hear Naroke's urgency, but you're lying on the ground. I don't know whether you're wearing your armor or not. It depends upon what you would normally do.
Always.
And you can sort of see, where Naroke's pointing. You note the darkness is gone, and there seems to be a horde of a whole range of different frost-like creatures, some 200 feet away or more. Well, no, 200 feet away. Maybe a bit closer for some now.
I feel like I should wake everyone else up.
You sort of notice everyone's sort of waking up except Dahlgren, who seems to be obviously sleeping quite soundly.
I'm just going to give him a quick poke to the ribs with my foot.
Hey, what? What's going on?
Wake up, you bastard.
Oh no, it's not enemies, is it?
It's always enemies.
Excellent.
You're not going to say, what has Terity done now?
No, that's a given. But really, what has Terity done now?
You've only
Exactly.
had a mage with fireball.
Who has
All right.
already done?
Naroke, you can act again now.
Righto. Because things look like they're going a little sideways, he's going to cast... Oh, shit, there's a lot in the combat tracker.
It's a lot.
That's a little fucked. He's going to cast a spell on himself, which is Aspect of the Falcon. He, gets feathers and looks a little bit odd. Spells can you cast? You can only cast one spell in a turn, can't you?
Yes, unless
Yeah,
you
that's what I
have...
thought.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Because they won't, even if he double runs, that's that. I'm just going to take a 5-foot step backwards because I'm like, fuck. There you go.
Terity.
Awake.
Yes, you are awake.
I look
Lying down.
towards the area and go, holy
Oh no.
I dressed myself and suggest if anyone wants to be buffed, stay within 30 feet when combat starts. But however, I will tell a joke.
Oh, it's been ages.
Who's awake, Andrew, so I don't click on it?
Yeah. Well, I think the only person who isn't really awake is Dahlgren, who is waking up thanks to Barrett. But everyone else is certainly awake.
All right. Well, they're all going to get the joke.
Okay.
Knock knock. Who's there? Doctor Who. Excellent.
Who?
The Who's.
It's bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Oh.
All right, Terity, is that, or are you about to apply this to everyone? Yes. Boom, 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 boom.
Sweet.
On Aston, you were standing up, but realised you fell asleep on watch.
Oh, I have a spine made of metal to do that. They can obviously see all of us. So is this actually a river? Or is
Well,
it just
it's-
being treated as open ground now?
No, no. Let's treat it as a river with ice on it. I mean, iced over river, but
Okay. Can I do would be a knowledge, nature, geography, or something like that roll to think if I targeted it with magic missile, I could weaken a number of squares?
I think the ice is going to be too thick for that without you really needing to roll. But it would be
Fair enough.
probably geography.
Okay. Well, yeah. When in doubt, aim.
Whoa.
So,
I fucked something up.
yeah. I am going to. Yes, I'm attacking the drakes, and I'm attempting to cast blindness, deafness on them. So, fort save for them. Where's the spell?
Yes. So that's that is a fail.
Awesome. It's blind and deafened.
There is only one, but yeah. I know it's plural drakes. It is a drake.
Ah, okay. It's blinded and deafened.
Yep. Okay.
Air attack controlled. And do you want to move the zombies up with me in the niche?
Yep. Absolutely. Where are you? 3. So
Good work, Von. Get rid of the Drakey.
Yep. I was looking at that going, that's the one I think I need to take care of. Alrighty. The zombie cow gonna go there. The zombie troll is gonna go. Oh, look, we'll just do it like that. There and there. And
okay.
through to Dex.
I think Dex is probably thinking what to do. Dahlgren.
All right.
Line of scrimmage, he says.
So it's still standard length. Like how far away is the nearest one?
Actually, I just realised
From zombie troll, what's that? Roughly about. Actually, it's about 105 or 110 feet.
What? Okay. 2
it
seconds.
shouldn't be like that.
Actually, I will concentrate on putting my armor on first.
Yep.
And then what I was going to do, I'll do after that.
Okay. Well, noting the time, we'll leave it there till next week. Thank you all.
Oh, gentlemen.
The
Good.
combat can be resolved next week.
Oh, I won't be here, of course. So.
So this is our last night of Ash for 4 weeks,
Oh,
Yep.
you
And
will
I'll
be
be
missed.
out in 2 weeks.
and then Derek. Well, we got 2 weeks of you, and then you're off for 2.
Yep.
Well, this combat will probably see that out, Derek.
So,
Have to
yeah.
tune in to the live stream.
Okay. So what I wanted to do for my next turn after I put my armor on is if somebody's running me, I'm going to use my scroll of Call Lightning Storm and try and get as many as I can with the lightning bolt. So somebody who's familiar with how spells work will probably want to do that on my behalf. But yeah, that'll be it.
It is not me.
No, it'll be Andrew. For sure.
Sweet.
No, because he rolls badly.
This
Yeah.
could be
Barrett does the roll.
really.
Call Lightning Storm, and then it would just be simple picking things with the spear. So, yeah.
Sounds good.
And in the event I'm not here, I've got 2 castings of Feast of Fear. So each round, as a standard action, I can target a single living creature up to 90 die, strike it with the waves of power. If it fails, it becomes panicked. For 1d4 rounds, I gain 5 temporary hit points. After the panic ends, the creature's shaken for 10 minutes per caster level, and automatically becomes panicked again if it comes in sight of me.
I'm
Jesus.
panicked just listening to that.
Yeah.
Or down? Yeah, that sounds scary.
Basically, I can cast it, target one, bang, and then if one dude's flanking us, I can target that one, probably send them running. Then the next turn, send the next dude running, and use my movement actions for my zombies.
Amazing.
Excellent. So my spellcasting knowledge is point, finger, throw magic missiles. So
That's all you need.
it's what I hear.
Yeah.
Until you get high enough to have magic missile, no fireball, and that's it.
And if we get desperate, blade barrier. If it comes to
Ooh,
that.
I like the blade barrier.
That is a good one.
Interesting.
I've got a scroll of blade barrier, so.
Chuck it halfway through the line just as they reach us.
Well, that's the thing. I'm not going to do it now, obviously, because that would be a waste. And hit them at range first, but then bottleneck them, hopefully. Yeah. Yes.
Very nice.
Yes.
Well, I'm also I'm